just be a single screen. So to really see the impact of this, let's go ahead and take a look at our Dynamics CRM product. In particular, we've got a release coming out in October this year. So let me ask our Director of the CRM Program Management, Alex Simmons, to come on up and show us how that works. Welcome, Alex.
Thanks, Bill. Good morning. What I want to do today is take the time to show you two different demonstrations of Microsoft Dynamics CRM version 3.0. In the first demonstration, we're going to take a look at how, by using Office as a platform and taking a very roles-based approach to our development, we've been able to build a much easier and more natural way for salespeople and service people and marketing professionals to access CRM information. In the second demonstration, we're going to take a look at how, using the power of .NET and a modern service-oriented architecture, we're taking the data that traditionally has been locked up in a CRM system and moving it out so that it can be used across the enterprise and even across a partner or customer network in a way that greatly improves business productivity. So let's start with the first demonstration here. This is the Microsoft CRM Outlook client. Now, the first thing you'll notice here is that I'm going to be able, as a sales manager in this case, to access all of my CRM data without ever having to leave Microsoft Outlook, which is really, for a sales manager, the place they start the day. I check my emails, I check my calendar. Why not be able to check in and see how my how my business is going and what's going on in my CRM system? So here what we're looking at is a SharePoint portal site that comes with Microsoft CRM right inside of the Outlook screen here. And you can see that as a sales manager, I've got a bunch of information here available to me. Now because this is based on SharePoint, it's totally customizable and personalizable. So for instance, if I don't like this, I can rearrange it. But this one's well designed for me as the sales manager of Avondale Communities, which is a company that is in the business of managing leases for apartments around the Northwest. So let's just take a look here. As the sales manager for the state of Washington, I can learn a bunch of information really quickly here. So for instance, you can see over here on this web part, which is just using the web services in Microsoft CRM, that I've got a problem where I have a lot of apartments that are coming off of lease, and I don't have very many new leases starting. There is some good news. For instance, I can look at this over here and see that I have a lot of leads, in fact, 171 leads right here in the state of Washington. So that might help me. And then as I scroll down, I can also see here that in the city of Seattle, I have a bunch of open apartments available, but I don't have very many rentals. So that's, maybe there's some hope here. And as a sales manager, I have to hit my quota for the end of this quarter. What I want to do is a little marketing campaign, see if we can't goose up our apartment leases for the next couple months. So I'm going to click into my leads area. And you can see right inside of Outlook now, I can access all the leads that I've been collecting. These are from our website, from corporate relocation services we provide, things like that. And you can see I've got all my leads here, and this is kind of interesting, but it's not really helping me plan my marketing campaign. Let's go ahead and narrow this down a bit by doing an advanced find. Now, my advanced find, I'm going to go ahead and pull up just leads. That's what I want to look at. And I want to look at the ones in the area that I'm responsible for, which is the state of Washington. So let's take a look at those. I'm going to run my search. And you can see real quickly now I've been able to filter down to just the ones that are applicable to me in my state. That's interesting as well, but still I want to be more targeted than that. How could I learn some more about this? Well, my favorite tool for doing analysis is Excel. So let's go ahead and take this data and move it out into a live Excel pivot table where I can go ahead and do some more work. Now, what you're going to see here is awfully cool. The first thing is Microsoft CRM has automatically built this pivot table for me. I didn't have to select the data, the fields, anything like that. It's just been taken care of. The second thing is that this is a live pivot table. So all of the data that we're about to see came directly from my CRM system. And anytime somebody makes a change, that'll be automatically reflected here in the spreadsheet for me. I don't have to, this isn't a dead pivot table. This is live data I can send around the company and work from. So you see here, I've just quickly put up my pivot table. That's kind of interesting, but let's go ahead and graph this. And now you see I'm starting to really, okay, now I can really start to understand what's going on. Clearly, most of my leads are here in Seattle. Let's go ahead and go in just and take a look at the Seattle. So we're going to drill into the Seattle market. And then what you can tell is, good. Okay, so most of my leads, in fact, are willing to pay about $1,200 a month or more here in the Seattle area. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do a quick marketing campaign to those group of people so that we can, so that I can make my quarter end. So I'm going to go back to my query, and I can just take this now and say, well, first of all, I only want people in the city of Seattle. And I only want folks who are willing to pay that, $1,200 a month or more, because that's about the price range that I can make a nice commission on. And I'm going to go ahead and run that search. And now you'll see down here at the bottom, aha, perfect. I've filtered down to the 33. So we were looking at thousands of leads before. By using Excel to learn some information I didn't know before, and the advanced find here in CRM, I've filtered down to the 33 that I want to target. And I can quickly go ahead and launch a campaign just against those 33 customers. Now, the quick campaign is a new feature in this version of CRM, which lets me as a sales manager very quickly get out and try to generate some new business. So in this case, what I want to do is I'm going to offer $200 off first month lease to any customer who signs this month. And I want my salespeople to go out and make phone calls next week to see to the leads that have been assigned to them to see if they can drum up some more business. And obviously, this is going to be a $200 off offer. And now what I've done here is I've filled in some of the text for my deal. I'm ready to go. I want all of my salespeople to get this done by next Monday. And there you go. I've now created a marketing campaign. It's ready to go. Now, the even cooler part here is the CRM system is going to go out, and it's going to create tasks, assign them in Outlook to all of my salespeople according to the leads that they need to call by next Monday, and then I'll be able to track in the CRM system how are they doing and are those phone calls actually happening. So you can see a lot of power here through the use of Office and through the use of a very roles-based approach to give that sales manager a kind of capability they've really never had before. So now rather than running that campaign, let's go ahead and get out of this, and we'll go back into CRM. Now let's say I'm one of those salespeople. How can we help them do their jobs easier? So I come in, this week, I make those phone calls that have been assigned to me, and now, I've got a hot opportunity. I'm going to go out and try to close this deal on this customer who's looking for a penthouse apartment. So all I had to do was convert that lead into an opportunity, and here I can track it through my sales process. Now, one of the things, especially in apartment rental that's hard, a lot of work, is that I have to fill in tons of documents, the lease forms, the credit checks, things like that. In this case, Microsoft CRM's workflow system has automatically gone out and created a SharePoint site for me, a SharePoint collaboration site for me. And you can see here, it's filled in the documents that I need to get ready for this customer. It's also, though, by putting this in SharePoint, it's created a space where my teammates and coworkers can help me get this deal closed. So if I need a credit approval, if I need someone to go get an apartment cleaned, things like that, they can all now access that same CRM information about that deal right from here inside SharePoint without ever having to go into the CRM system itself. For instance, you can see here we're pulling back all of the different pieces of CRM information that you might want for that user for that person who maybe isn't always a CRM user. So that's the first demo. So what you've seen here is how by taking a very roles-based approach and using Microsoft Office as a platform, we really have created a much easier and more natural way for people to use CRM and really get things done they never could before. So let's go ahead and switch over. And now I want to show you a different set of demonstrations. This one is going to show you how by using a very modern service-oriented architecture and the power of Microsoft.NET, we're able to solve problems by getting business data, especially that CRM data that's been locked up traditionally in systems, out across my enterprise and my partner network. So here I'm inside Microsoft Word now. Now, one of the things as a salesperson I spend a lot of time doing, we were just talking about this, is filling in documents. I have to fill in proposals and quotes and RFPs, all that kind of stuff. And that takes a lot of typing and a lot of double data entry, the kind of things that Bill was talking about where I have Word on one side and my CRM app on the other. We want to get rid of that and have it all in one integrated environment. So here you can see I've got a proposal document that we've created using the XML capabilities of Microsoft Word. And as a sales rep, I don't want to have to go and fill all the text in here. But I have been working in my CRM system on this proposal. So let's just go ahead and use the web services in CRM to pull that data up and automatically build my proposal for me. So here you can see it's pulled the customer information, the bill to address, the ship to address right out of the CRM system, as well as the quote that I was working on. You can see my prices here have been automatically filled in and my discount amount as well. But also I have access right here from within Word to the background information on this customer. So I can see, for instance, who they are, what the contact I'm working with is, even their credit score. And I can see the history of my whole interaction with them. So you can see here, for instance, I have another opportunity to sell them 25 bikes, and I have some customer service cases open against that customer as well. So this looks like a customer who we do quite a bit of business with. I tell you what, I want to increase their discount to 15%. I can do that right here in my Word doc. I just click Update. This is going to go out to the CRM system using those web services. It updates it in the CRM system. And then when I click Show again, you'll see the prices are automatically recalculated for me at that new discount amount. I never had to do any new data entry. I didn't have to switch between systems. It's all there seamlessly for me. It's a lot better than the world of 2 screens and double data entry and faxes printed out and things like that, all in one integrated solution. So that's the first part of the demonstration. I think very cool. Let's switch over now and take a look at another capability. Now, some of you have probably heard a lot about RSS. It's a technology, a very simple, nice technology for alerting that's gotten a lot of traction in the world of blogging. What we've done is we've looked at RSS and said, you know what, we think there's some real potential here to help solve business problems as well. So in this case, let's say I'm Avondale Communities. I've managed these apartments like we were talking about. And obviously, as apartments come off of lease, I need to get them cleaned. Right? But I don't do that myself. I have a partner who goes out and provides the cleaning services. So now, right from within CRM, I can expose out an RSS feed of all of the apartments that are coming off of lease so that my partner who does all the cleaning can go and make sure that they get those apartments cleaned at the right time. So what you can see here is a bunch of RSS feeds coming out of the CRM system that Avondale has made available. So if I were the cleaning company, I can now come to a corporate portal and just say, hey, I want to subscribe using my RSS reader, in this case, Interview News, which is my favorite because it works so well inside of Outlook. I can subscribe to that feed. Now, obviously, this is business critical data, so I'm going to have to give it my credentials. And I'm going to tell it where I want it to go in Outlook. I want that into my Apartments to Clean folder. And now we're set. Now, check this out. This is pretty cool. I've done that. Let's switch over to Outlook. And what you'll see here is all of a sudden, all of those notifications from Avondale Communities just come right into Outlook. Simple protocol using RSS to tell me as their service provider, hey, I need to get people out to start cleaning up these apartments and getting them ready to come off a lease. A great way to take this kind of great web-based, simple protocol and use it to solve real business problems that up until today you had to have complex kind of data interchange and services. This is a much, much easier way to do it. So what we've shown you here in this demo is how through a modern service-oriented architecture and the power of .NET, we can really open up that CRM data that's usually trapped out for the whole enterprise and across the partner network as well. Thanks for your time today.
Well, it's great to see the CRM product leading the way in terms of connecting up to Office and letting information be available exactly in the form